The 990th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 990. We're almost there of the MMA Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to, what's his name again? Lambambasaurus, I believe, who says don't sleep on 2026 Champs Parlay. You can get some wild odds. So hopefully we can get some wild odds for you today, because it's another Futures episode. I am one of your hosts, Mild Paya, my new name is, or Paha, Jeff Fox.
Paya.
With me,
they corrected our pronunciation. Paya.
Right, it's Paya. Right. With me, Daniel Gumby Vreeland. Actually, this episode was supposed to be dedicated to Will freaking Fleury. I'll keep it family friendly, because he came through for us as a dog at Octagon, which just occurred this past weekend.
Yeah, and he's causing my Twitter to blow up because I posted one highlight clip of him, and there's like 500 likes on it, and know 25,000 views and stuff like that. I don't even like to try to blow up my Twitter, and just one highlight clip of him knocking out Martin Boudet in less than 2 minutes and 40, which is crazy when you think about like what Martin Boudet did in the UFC.
He hasn't get finished either.
And correct me if I'm wrong. You probably didn't watch the post-fight interview because you don't watch any post-fight interview.
I did actually this time. Yeah.
He
says funny things.
Did he seem like he was not pleased with the owners? He's like, I'm the best thing you got. Like he said like a bunch of.
Yes, he seemed that way when you interviewed him as well on Top Turtle. He seemed a little mostly not getting enough fights, or not, opponents not willing to fight him, that type of thing. So I don't know if he's really mad at the owners or if he's more mad about the situation and people not wanting to fight him. So are we going to start the rumor? Will Fleury to the UFC? Is that where you're headed with this?
I mean, if you're the UFC, like the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions always need something, right? Like always need a big power puncher with a big mouth. Like, come on, like who's the biggest mouth at light heavyweight right now?
Not the champ.
Exactly. My point is like, you are like, does anybody talk in that division?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we haven't gotten to that division yet in our rundown, but I can't think of anyone off.
Maybe Anthony Smith, but he just retired, right?
Oh God, yes.
So, and that, like, he didn't run his mouth, but he like said wild things once in a while. It was Paul Craig for a minute, and he's retired. Like there's just not like a big talker at 205. So like, add Will Fleury to that mix, all of a sudden, like talking crap to Yuri Prohashka in the weirdest way possible. Like, yes. I mean, like, maybe that's fun as hell.
There we go. We're starting the rumor, even though we love Octagon. We're starting the rumor. So Octagon put on a good show this past weekend. Co-main event, didn't get the pick right, but Double Z Chalkx looked really good too against David Dvorak.
He looked better than he ever has.
Yeah, just so fast, and too bad it didn't work out for him in the UFC. He took a lot of bad losses that weren't really losses. Even if half of those went his way, he may have still been in the UFC, but he seems to be doing okay for himself regardless. So I'm sure his wives are very pleased with his performance last weekend. So, all right, enough regional talk. We talk enough about regional. We're going to talk about UFC. It was a bit of a bummer going through the women's weight classes. We have fun in the episodes. I was saying in the Discord how it was a bummer. I don't want people to think the episodes aren't good, because the episodes are good. We had fun with it. It's just the divisions aren't that good right now. So,
but that might mean that the odds are great, which we said in a couple of those episodes. So make sure you tune in and whatnot.
Yep. Speaking of odds, and speaking of divisions, and speaking of UFC, we're going to do UFC Flyweight in a moment after I remind you. See, I'm not prepared today. I don't have my ad reads up. I don't even have the odds up, so I may have to rely on Gumby for the odds. All right. I'm going to remind you, you should be getting our app. You can get free access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place, the SGPN app. Download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. All right. Flyweight. End of the year with a surprise champion. It's not a real shock that Joshua Van became a UFC champion. He's just ahead of schedule. Kind of a fluky way to win it as well. He caused the injury, so it's not like it.
Did he cause the injury? He like caught a kick. It's not like so let me caveat that. You're right. An action that he did caused the injury.
Right.
But it's not like, like when Dustin Stoltzfus slammed Joe Pyfer and Pyfer's elbow got dislocated. It was off of a slam that posted weird.
Right.
This was off of like a caught kick that he like tripped on. And I'm not taking things away from Van. Obviously, like he fought his way to that title in the first place. But like it's like not Van's most impressive win on the year. Like I think his win over Royval looks better than this one does even.
Yeah. We neither of us had him. I had Manel Cape plus 500. So at least they had good value on that. You had Pantoja plus 100, which was good value too for the defense.
Wasn't
through that as well at plus money. So now those hit, we're going to try to hit our play for 2026. Obviously, much younger weight class. So we were talking about how the UFC women's weight classes did not have many young fighters. We got Tim Elliott at the top at 39 years old. So he's an outlier for sure. But the champ is the second youngest. He's 24. Do you know who the youngest is off the top of your head? We have a 23-year-old in the division.
I don't off the top of my head. Is it
Ray
Saruya?
Nope, Ray.
Ray
Saruya, 23 years old. So Tatsuro Taira, 25. So it's definitely a good division for the youngsters. So that could be our next title fight right there. 25 versus 25-year-old versus 24-year-old. Maybe if the champ has his way. Do you have a few fights booked? I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Felipe Bunez does have a fight booked.
I wrote down his odds for you just for when you brought it up later.
I forgot he was even in the UFC to tell you the truth. I'm like, is he in the UFC still or not? He's 36, so I think his clock is ticking. He's fighting Edgar Chariz. That doesn't really matter at the top. Bruno Silva, that his fight only matters because it's Lonnie Kavanaugh that he's fighting. Kavanaugh hopefully can get past a veteran and keep moving up the division. He's another youngster in the division. Charles Johnson versus Alex Perez really doesn't have much to say about the title picture as well.
Does it?
It doesn't have it. Oh, Charles Johnson should. Really.
Didn't Charles Johnson just beat Lawner Kavanaugh? You're hyping Lawner Kavanaugh. True. Like, might as well hype the guy who beat him and the guy who beat the champ.
Cody Durden's fighting Timan Dembaral. It doesn't really matter. Luis Guriel, Alvin Correa. Koji Horiguchi versus Amir Albazi. That does have title implications. Brandon Moreno, Asu Almabayev. That has title implications as well. So all those have been, and then there's, I'm not going to go through all the fights because there's actually quite a few for a change. So there's a couple that have some bearing at the very top of the division. Sounds like Joshua Van wants to fight in his hometown of Houston, though. There is a fight night in Houston coming up, I believe.
February.
When is it? February?
February.
Yeah, it's not a numbered card. I'm not going to call them pay-per-views, even though they are still in Canada. It's not a numbered card, but he wants to fight in a fight night. I can see the UFC doing that. Now they're at Paramount.
They used to only put flyweight fights on fight nights anyway.
Yeah, that was Demetrius Johnson actually requested that, which is probably a smart move because he knew more people would see him if he was on Fox or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out for him in the long run. I mean, I think he's doing fine. It seems like it.
He seems to be more popular than ever now that he doesn't fight. Kind of like a Charles Barkley of MMA. Van, we could do Van versus Tatsuro Taira in Houston, right? Because I'm assuming the former champ probably will need a bit more time to heal up from whatever his injury was, even though it was a dislocated elbow or whatever.
I don't know. Well, remember the broadcast said dislocated shoulder. Yeah, I don't think Pantoja's anywhere near coming back. Like that kind of injury, depending on what the ligament damage looks like, and I don't know if they've released that yet. Like it took Joe Pyfer 16 months to come back from that.
Yeah, like it could be worse than a break a lot of times.
Well, and not even like that. you know, it could be quicker to be functional again. Right. But like the difference between being functional again and being ready for a UFC title fight with it is like, that's a big difference right there.
Yeah. Yeah. They I just see headlines. His coach, this was just posted as of the day we're recording. Coach says it's still no way to set a date for his return date for Pantoja. So it would make sense. It would make sense having a young, exciting champion to get him out there as soon as he can and have him fight. And he would look like a king if they had him fight in Houston too. So I'm all for that. If they want to do him versus, would it be Tyro? Would Tyro be the person you would give the
I'm guessing. Tyro Cape. One of those two.
Who would you do? If I know we usually do booking at the end, but what would you do?
Probably Manel, based on the fact that he's coming from the big knockout. You know, he looked so good in that last fight. Where it's like, not that Tyra looked bad in his last fight, but like that fight with Moreno wasn't like a barn burner, right? Like it was. I mean, he looked good, but it wasn't like he didn't look amazing.
Right.
So, you know, I'd probably go Manel Cape.
Yep. All right.
Although he got the finish too in the Moreno fight, right? They just called it super early. Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like he gotta finish, but you know, I think Manel put a stamp on it a touch more.
Yeah, I agree, and he would hype it up for you as well. And he's getting up there in age as well. He's 34, so probably you should strike while the iron is hot with him, and you know, get him a shot while you can. All right.
Time for best bets. Should I
actually making some bets? Oh yes, that's right. You want to tell people the rules before we dive?
Oh yeah, let me get you guys the rules. Sorry, I had the little best bets graphic first. Yeah, let me give you guys the rules because we're doing it a little bit different this year. If you didn't catch any of our women's divisions, for our futures this year, we are running a little game. Each of us is going to start with $2,000, $1,000 for what we call best bets, which are odds less than 1,200. $1,000 for long shots, which are odds greater than 1,200. We got $2,000. Got to split it up equal. We also have to spend money on each of those categories, both best bet and long shots, in every single weight class. Even if it's just $1, we have to spend some money in every weight class so that we keep things moving. And all of the bets are going to be seen as bonus bets so that the stake is not in the payout. That way we don't just get as chalky as physically possible. Instead, we are looking for actual value. So there you go. There are MMA futures game rules, and I believe it is your turn to go first here with the best bet first.
I don't think you trust me to play fair. I think that's why you put the last rule in there. You think I'm just going to?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, just you could have just gone $1,000 on Kayla Harrison.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
no, that's not a safe one though. That's the thing.
$1,000 on Kamzat.
If he fights, that would be a safe one. All right, I'm looking through. I don't see anyone too silly. We like to talk about silly ones to start.
I mean, Felipe Bounance is in there.
he's not the lowest though. I see him at plus 50,000. Unless you have better odds.
500 to 1. Yeah.
You only have one book open currently because I can't remember the other ones we were finding odds on. So if you have a better odd for something that I say,
I'll shout you.
Holler. This is a tough division, really. I know we talked about a lot of it off the top. At least for me, this is tough. I see Pantoja as a favorite, minus 120. I see him at. Is that what
it depends on the book? So the one you're looking at right now, which I also have open, taking a quick look at, he is a favorite on one book. Kyoji Horiguchi is a favorite on a different one.
Really?
Like, it really depends on what the bookmaker was thinking here because they vary pretty wildly. So yeah.
All right. A lot of this is like what we're talking about off the top. Who's going to fight next for the title? I don't think it's going to be Pantoja, so I'm going to eliminate him from here. He may get a title shot later in the year, but he's another guy who's up there in his he's past 35. I think he's in his upper 30s, coming off a horrible injury of some sort. Whether it was a fluke or not, it doesn't really make a difference. Your body doesn't care. He is injured, so you're not sure how he's going to bounce back, if he's going to bounce back totally. And then is Joshua Van good? Do we know if he's good yet? Is Tatsuya Taira good? Do we know that for sure? I'm wasting time, aren't I?
You're just stalling, but that's okay.
I'm stalling. I'm staring at the odds and I'm stalling. Do you have obvious picks? I'll make my pick first.
This is the most spread out I've been in every division because I think I found a whole bunch of value that I really like out there. But
we can make multiple. Get
after it.
All right, I will start with. Let's go with Manel Cape. I see him at plus 600. Do you see him better than that?
Yeah, that's the best number I got for him.
Okay. Let me see. So about $100 or a little less, about 90 or so is the average amount we should spend per division if we don't want to waste all our money before we get to heavyweight. Give me, I think I'm going to be spreading this one around a bit too. Let me see how many I'm actually going to take here, I think. All right, give me $30 on Manel Cape at plus 600.
Okay.
Just because I think there's at least a 50-50 chance he gets the next title shot, and then I can see him beating Joshua Van because we really don't know a heck of a lot about Van. We know he's exciting, we know we like him, but how will he do with the title on his around his waist and fighting a veteran fighter. So I think there's value there.
So Manel Cape was one of the ones that I was going to spread it out to too here. I'm going to do 40 on him though. I'm going to go a little heavier, mostly because I feel like I like the odds at flyweight. So I'm going to go a little heavier on the dollar amount here. So I'm going to take $40 on Manel Cape plus 600 as one of my plays.
Yeah, there are quite the odds are quite good. Other than the Pandoja one is kind of odd to me. I don't like the Van one either. I see Van at plus 300. Do you see him?
You can get him at anywhere? 5 in another book.
Okay. It's still, I don't know. Maybe I'm shortchanging him. I shouldn't, but maybe I am. I like, I see Tyra at plus 700. Do you see him better than that anywhere?
No, that's as good as I see.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tyra plus 700. I guess I'm predicting there's going to be a new champ the way my picks are going. Give me $30 on him as well, just because, I kind of laid it out at the top. Good chance he gets the next title shot. And then obviously he has the superpower of wrestling in his back pocket, and Van does not. So I think that's a value play as well.
I'm going to stay off of Tyra. So I'm not actually going to take
a
play.
Why are you staying off?
I mean, like, I think you're right. I think when he does wrestle, he does really well. I just don't know that he's going to be able to control a Joshua Van, a Manel Cape, or the person who I'm about to put my largest chunk at flyweight on. I'm going to take Kyoji Horiguchi.
Okay.
If you shop around, and I do, again, remind you guys to shop around as much as possible. Kyoji Horiguchi, plus 900.
Wow, yeah, that's nice.
In another book, he's the favorite. So like, again, you could pay, one of them's plus 175, one's plus 900. So again, don't fall in love with your books too much. I'm going to take 50 on Kyoji Horiguchi. Okay. They've wanted a Japanese champ for some time, for, your pick, you like Tetsuro Taira. I do just kind of think like Horiguchi is like the rightful one there. And he looked so good in that last fight. And, they've got him lined up with another like favorable fight that should lead him to probably a title fight sometime in the summer.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm going with him as well. Not to be copying you, but Horiguchi was going to be my last play for $30 as well. Plus 900. The value is there. And like you said, there's he does have a fight booked already, which probably could be a good thing. Get another win under your belt. And then, obviously the UFC could slot him into a later in the year event in Japan or anywhere for that matter. And he's got the all-around game that is, and the veteran craftiness that could be difficult for whoever is holding the belt at that point. So Horiguchi, really good value at 9-1.
And that's your last best bet?
That's my last one. Yeah, I spent 90. Yes,
I'm going to throw another one in there. I'm going nuts. I'm going to play Joshua Van. I wasn't going to at first, but I'm going to play Joshua Van. I'll play another 40 on him. I'll play right around the same level as Manel Cape. Any of these three hit, I'd be, out in the positive here. And you've said we don't really know how good he is, but he's the one with the belt over his shoulder. I think I'd take him if he fought Tetsuro Taira. Then what are we really talking about for the end of the year here? Him needing to do in order to still have it. Unfortunately, having an early fight might mean 3 defenses, but at 5-1, I think you could probably come up with a lot worse bets than that. So I'm going to play Joshua Van as well.
All right, awesome. Before we get you some more winners, talk about Kalshi. We just partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets in sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment. Hell, they even have weather. Kalshi, you can trade anything. Check out Gumby's articles on our site, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. He will give you some examples, some suggestions on stuff that you can trade over at Kalshi. So new Kalshi's customers get $20 when they use our promo code SGPN. So it's Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. And Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Underdog has you covered this holiday season with Underdog Unwrapped. You'll unwrap tons of promos all throughout the holidays. Gumby, you have a play for the people on this Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, we got the Celtics traveling to Utah to play the Jazz. They just keep projecting Jaylen Brown, 29.5 points. He has been higher than that in literally every game in December. He has scored at least 30 in every single December game, and they're still giving us 29.5. So I'm going to say higher than on Jaylen Brown's points.
And Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMA SGPN. $5, get $75 in bonus funds. MMA SGPN. All right. So we're done with our quote unquote
Best
locks,
bets.
I guess,
Best
right?
bets.
Our best bets. Yes, best bets. That's the proper title for it. Now,
Lots would be crazy if we were doing 3 each.
Yes. All right. Let's get crazy with it. Got to figure out who is going to get. Big thing is who's going to get another title shot. All right.
Well, I get to lead this one off because.
Oh, do you? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll lead this one off. So the first one I'm going to take might be a surprise, and I know you're not doubling down with me here, but I'm going to take Joseph Morales.
Okay.
Joseph Morales. Right now, I'm seeing best number on him is 30-1, which I like. Maybe a little lower than I expected it to be. Yeah, I kind of expected him to be like a 40, 50, maybe 60-1 kind of guy. But maybe the books just know as much as I do because he's 2-0 since coming back to the UFC. He beat the LFA champ in the Ultimate Fighter house on the way. So it's like he got quality wins on the way into. He beat the crap out of Alibia Diris, who I think is actually going to be a pretty big player in the flyweight division one day. And then he beat Matt Schnell. It's like he's already beating Matt Schnell and seems like he's a guy who wants to be active. He's kind of like learned his lessons. We've seen that before with like a Brandon Moreno, right? Who was there and then he wasn't. And then he came back and all of a sudden he's like, gotten really, really, really good. His jiu-jitsu is better than, I think a lot of guys in the division. He basically feels like a young, fresh Tim Elliott in a lot of ways. And for that reason, at 30-1, I'm going to stay low on this one because I do think with many challengers as they have at the top, it's unlikely that somebody gets a long shot here. But I'm going to take $40 on Morales.
Yep, makes sense. No, I've been impressed with him. Obviously, I think it's smart not to put a heck of a lot of stock, especially in today's day and age, on tough winners. But he seems like he's, especially tough winners that have already flunked out of the UFC, but he's definitely changed my mind, at least on him for sure. So not taking it, but that's obviously a very nice play. I'm taking Brandon Moreno. I see him at plus 3,000. So same as Morales. Do you see him any better anywhere? No. Obviously he always has a clear path to the title. He's a headlining name. He is headlining already end of February. So 2 months from now. So he already has a headlining fight against Almabayev. If he wins that, I can see him. If there is a line to jump, I can see him jumping the line. He's a proven commodity, a former champion, a headline name, and he's still only 32 and really hasn't shown that he's lost a heck of a lot. And I know he lost his last fight, but that was questionable stoppage. It's still it was a loss nonetheless. But I can see him getting a title shot off of one win. So
he's also a guy who will take. He's also a guy who will take short notice fights too, which I think
he's very active too. Yeah,
keep him possibly jumping lines here. So what'd you say for the dollar amount?
I didn't say dollar amount yet. I want to put a heck of a lot because, like you said, this is a pretty crowded division, and a lot of things are up in the air with the former champ. You would assume that they would give him a long-time former champ. You assume they would give Pantoja a crack as soon as he's able to go, but the UFC doesn't always work that way. Give me when are you going to take? Maybe same as you. I'll take $40 on Moreno.
Okay. And I got one more, so I'm gonna dig back in here for a long shot. I'm gonna go with the aforementioned Charles Johnson. Joshua Van has stated on more than one occasion he is interested in running it back because why wouldn't he? It's his only loss in the UFC. So if he wants to run it back with Charles Johnson and Charles Johnson rattles off a couple of more wins, right now Charles Johnson is on a crazy win streak if you disqualify that one drug failure loss that he has in there to not going to remember the right guy, but he lost to somebody who tested positive for steroids in there. Is it Ramazan Temirov? Is it Temirov who tested positive?
Sounds familiar, but we don't want to paint him with that.
I won't use the wrong
Let me look
name.
up for you. Energy lost to Temirov. You're right.
Temirov. Okay, I was right. So that's his only loss in what, the last 6 or 7 fights. If you basically expunge that from his record, see him take a short notice. He's the type of guy who would take a short notice fight to fight somebody like Moreno, win or two in that kind of
Yep.
style. You could see him fight in December. And, you know, maybe it's Joshua Van's last title defense is getting that one of the year. And right now, 150 to 1 on Charles Johnson.
Yep.
I think that's value. I'll take just $10 on that, though.
All right, $10. And he's plus, so sorry, what was he, 1,500?
Yeah, 150 to 1. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not taking any other. I don't think I'm going to take any other long shots. This division, it's like I said, there's a lot of people already in line. I can't really see past for a heck of a lot of people. So I think I'm going to leave it where it is. I'm also going to tell you about Novig. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices because they have reduced juice. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. They've been really good at identifying when to fade players and take those unders. College basketball is up and running, and with 300 plus schools, Rhythm has predictions for every game, every night. It pairs nicely with the daily college experience shows. With Mac, Colby, and Noah, every game you are prepared. Super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own and play with these sliders. With so many sports and the holidays, this makes it easy to get an elite prediction on a game. That way you can focus on other sports. Not your family, other sports. Gumby, do you have a play for the people?
Yeah, Tuesday night. I already mentioned the Celtics and the Jazz. I'm going to take the Celtics on the money line. Look, the Jazz surprise you once in a while, but it does look like a team that doesn't really seem all that interested in winning. Everybody's injured every other day. And the Celtics are playing well above what I projected at the very beginning of the year. So give me the Celtics on the money line.
All right. Use promo code SGPN25 and you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, RITHMM, promo code SGPN25. Gumby must believe in that play because he's a known Boston sports hater, other than the Bruins. So, right?
Yeah, I mean a little bit.
The Celtics, you don't care, right?
I think I said this before. I don't mind the Red Sox.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, really? Yeah. It's mostly the Patriots that you hate.
Correct.
And it comes right down to it, right? All right. Anyone that we didn't mention, anyone that we haven't mentioned that you are buying future stocks in, maybe they're not going to be the champ this year, but you can see them being a champ at some point. Obviously, we would have said Joshua Van if he didn't already have the belt around his waist. Do you like Sabruya? Do you like Tyra, Kavanaugh?
I mean, honestly, if I had to buy stock in flyweights, which by the way, right next to our face now, you can see the recap of our picks if you'd like to take a quick gander at that. But yeah, if I had to buy stock in flyweights right now, my move would just be like guys outside of the UFC that they badly need to sign. Bilal Hassan sticks out to me. His CFFC title defense was so damn good. It was really, really, really electric, and he's a super well-rounded fighter. I've long talked about Fumita Kuda, who I think could step into the UFC's top 10 like tomorrow. There's a really exciting Fury FC title fight for the vacant Fury FC flyweight title in the second week of the new year, which we'll obviously be breaking down. Fury 113. And there's this guy, we've actually talked about him, Tonio Figueiredo. Remember his name's Antonio, but he goes by Tonio.
Yeah, which is great.
He's just his hands are electric. He hits so damn hard for a 125er. So like if you just basically like they did in the Ultimate Fighter way back when, if you just went around and grabbed all the champions from the other organizations right now, had like even like a little mini tournament or something like that, like there are lots of great flyweights out there, and we just mentioned Chalkx Zhumagulov. Sure, he's old, almost no chance the UFC signs him back, but like, man, there's guys out there that they could go get and make this division even more fun than it already is, because it pretty much, to be frank, already rules.
Yeah.
There's another one I gotta mention Rafael Atvem. People sleep on this guy. I didn't put him in my long shot bets, but only because he recently pulled out of a fight and there wasn't a reason given, and I don't know how long it'll take him to get back, because they also don't super Brazilian dudes crazy fast without going to Brazil. So like I don't think he has the time frame for it, but like he's on a kind of a crazy run, 14-0 overall. And I want to say he beat Charles Johnson early too. So
3-0 in the UFC. So yeah, definitely. It's definitely a for a division that they practically gutted a few years back. It's definitely blossomed quite nicely for sure. So Yeah, if there's one guy if you were running the flyweight division, there's one guy you could sign of the people you named, or even someone you didn't name. Who would you sign? It could be old guy, it could be young guy.
It's kind of a worn out answer, but Fumi Nakuda. I've been saying that for years now. You know, Bilal Hassan definitely making it a little bit harder to say Fumi Nakuda, undoubtedly. But like, I mean, Fumi went in there and he beat the crap out of Davis in LFA. You know, he's basically fighting whoever they will give him up a weight class, up 2 weight classes. Like, you know, he's electric. He's so damn good. So yeah, it's definitely Fumi.
What do you think the holdup is on him?
He's a Serra-Longo guy. He's a Serra-Longo guy. And he's loud. He temporarily retired from MMA to go wrestle in like, you know, professional wrestling. He wrestled Matt Riddle in a match. So like, you know, it looked like he had one foot out the door. It seems like the UFC doesn't love dealing with Merab and Aljo. You know, I think he's just kind of getting lumped in with all that, and the fact that he's being loud about not being signed probably isn't helping his case.
No, definitely not. 30 years old though. TikTok, right? If not the UFC, you should bounce. Octagon's got a fun flyweight division. We're stealing fighters for them, so let's give them a fighter now.
Yeah.
Pick up Fumi if the UFC doesn't. All right. Maybe before we go, book the division, Gumby. We've put out a lot of different scenarios, but you're in charge. Book the division. Maybe give us time frames, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll look out for the year.
Hopefully they do Cape and Van in February. Like, I think that would be fun. In the meantime, you got to kind of keep. Do you have to keep Tyra busy? He fought recently, but he takes kind of big breaks. Maybe you just wait until Kyoji Horiguchi beats the stuffing out of Amir Albazi, and then run Horiguchi versus Tyra sometime in the late spring, like May time, when you're going to go to Japan, and just let those two headline it, and it'd probably be sick.
Yep. And then maybe Pantoja or the winner of
I don't think Pantoja will fight in 2026. That's my projection. Okay. I think he will not fight this year, if I had to guess. When he comes back, who knows what the division will look like, so it's hard to project who will fight. But my guess is we do not see Alexandre Pantoja in 2026.
There you go. If you can bet on that somewhere, people, Gumby says that's the play. All right, flyweight. That was much more fun, was it not?
Yeah, it was good.
Not to be sexist, but that was much more fun than the female divisions. Flyweight is always fun, though. All right, you are set for flyweight. If we forgot to mention someone, or you found better odds for someone, or you want to get your 2 cents in, we're in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. And of course, the comment section on YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. Twitter, Gumby runs our account at SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. I got a Substack, moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has another podcast called Top Turtle MMA. This is the week you're taking off, but next week you promised us some LFA episodes, right?
Yeah, and I've got those in the can now too, so I can let you know. We're talking to the muscle hamster Josiah Harrell, as well as Isaiah Gomez, who is another one fighting up at the Bodega. Another one of those heavyweights from the Bodega you're going to want to keep an eye on. So, fun LFA show when we return in the new year.
A lot of Gumby's booking decisions on that show are based on nicknames, right?
I mean, I was pumped, and you're going to get to hear why is he the muscle hamster.
Yep. So check out Top Turtle, of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. I think it's your turn because we did, it was me last time, I think. So you got something ready to say goodbye?
Sure. I'm Data Gumby Vreeland. He's the DNA Abomination, Jeff Fox, and we will see you tomorrow.